If you could send one single message to business leaders and CEOs about public relations and communications, what would that be?
I'd advise them to know their audience, make sure they understand who their customer is, who they're talking to, and what their customer needs from them. Sometimes we can get very, very caught up in what we know and what we feel we would like to have communicated to us. One of the big roles of my team is to make sure that we're challenging the policymakers, that we are not usually the end user. And particularly when we're in areas like the national living wage or holiday pay, that we need to be thinking about who the user is and what they need from us, both in terms of policy design or product design if you're a different sort of business, but also in terms of the message. And the message can't be a bolt-on.
So do you feel it's your responsibility to hold the mirror up and challenge decisions which are being made in the department?
It's a huge importance. We have a role to play at every stage of policy making and delivery. We have to be there at the beginning, because if we design policies that can't connect with audiences, then they're not good policies. If we design policy delivery in a way that users will find too difficult to engage with, or totally irrelevant, or using a channel that is totally out of touch with them, then we will fail. So we need to make sure that the understanding and insight we bring to our audiences and the expertise that we bring in terms of how to reach them is really brought through at every stage of the process. One thing I'm always immensely proud of is the work we do on our workers' campaigns, on fairer workplaces. We looked at the most recent rounds of that campaign, and it goes through stages of having a lot of marketing effort put into it, but then also some very, very PR-led phases. It's wonderful to look at the results of that campaign, where we're asking people to check their pay, to report it if their employers aren't paying them properly, but also trying to raise awareness with employers of what their responsibilities are to pay the living wage. It is amazing to look at the numbers that we're putting back in the pockets of the lowest paid people in the country through good communications, and knowing at the end of the day that if over the course of a month £5 million has gone back to some of our lowest paid workers, that's because of the work that we did as communicators.